Hello everyone, I'm making this video to talk about the fact that BioWare has decided to cancel development of their new IP, the 4v1 multiplayer RPG called Shadow Realms. And there's a link to a description to the site, and in particular the article by Jeff Hickman. Now, the previous piece of news we have about Shadow Realms was about 3 months ago, if I'm not mistaken, saying that they're gonna delay the alpha test because they wanted to implement some more things and work a little more on the game before going to a more open testing phase. But if you read that, that's in the description as well. They don't sound like they're gonna quit on the game, to be honest. And in the main article, even though they say that they're gonna explain why this is the case, there isn't really an explanation. What they say, in short, is that they stopped developing this game so that they can develop other games. That's basically it. We're not going to work on this anymore. We'll work on other things. There isn't a real reason here. Like, the game is not as good as we had hoped, or maybe our vision was different, or maybe the people we showed it to didn't like it, or it was technologically old or something. But there isn't any reason like that given in this article. All it says is that they've decided to stop working on the game and instead work on other games. Now, the other games that are mentioned are three. The new Mass Effect game that's coming. The second one is Dragon Age Inquisition, further installments and upgrades to Dragon Age Inquisition. And the last one is Star Wars: The Old Republic. And there's a separate paragraph about the Old Republic and how this is going to be a big year for Star Wars and so on and so forth. To me, it seems like they didn't have enough faith in themselves, or maybe EA didn't have enough faith, I don't know, but whoever was in charge making the decisions thought that maybe this new IP wasn't worth the risk, and instead they should put their people and money on something safe. I mean, the Mass Effect franchise has been huge and very successful. Even if people didn't like the Mass Effect 3's ending, I bet that a ton of people will be interested in getting into a new Mass Effect game, myself included. I'm also going to be interested in more of Dragon Age Inquisition. I actually want more soon, hopefully, but well developed. And of course, Star Wars: The Old Republic. Now, I hope that they want to work on Star Wars: The Old Republic for the right reason. The wrong reason, in my opinion, being that the movie is coming out and people will start talking more about the Old Republic. There will be, more about Star Wars. There will be Star Wars hype, and therefore increase in interest for Star Wars games, and therefore increase in interest for Star Wars: The Republic. That's the wrong reason, I think, basically trying to cash in on the fact that the movie is being released soon. And the right reason being that Star Wars: The Old Republic really needs work. They need to do right by their subscribers and people who've been supporting the game for this entire time, because the game has been underperforming, in my opinion, especially now that I went back to World of Warcraft. Comparing Shadow of Revan to Warlords of Draenor, even taking into account the fact that one's a $60 price and the other one's a $20, it still doesn't live up to World of Warcraft's expansion. I mean, I quit World of Warcraft in the past when I thought it was kind of dying at Cataclysm, and they managed to pull their stuff together and grow back to, 10 million of subscribers or whatever they are at now. And they did great with Warlords of Draenor. As opposed to BioWare, they promised 2 planets, and instead we got a planet and a daily zone. The quests, the missions were extremely generic. There was nothing really innovative. We were somewhat tricked into assuming that there is new companion content where there wasn't. Like, the intro of each class has companion interactions and all that, and then you go out in the world and nothing happens. The one unique class mission, while it was not bad, was really short, in my opinion, and didn't take into account many of the things that happened, especially the Jedi Knight, for example. I expected more, really. And the story in general, while again it wasn't bad, it felt kind of short, and it was the same on both sides. It was good because of the awesome characters that took place. Now, of course, they're the ones who developed these characters, so they deserve credit, but just think about it. If instead of Revan and Darth Maul and Satele Shan and her son, we had some more random characters, the story would have been pretty generic. I honestly feel that Rise of the Hutt Cartel kept my interest longer, and I wanted to go back more every day and see what else I can do and what new things I can see. And here it's not really the same thing. I mean, the biggest fun I've had in Shadows of Revan was the massive ganking we did in the starting area of Yavin 4. And apparently they're fixing that, or they fixed that already. So yeah, I've been rambling a little bit, but what I'm trying to say is I hope that they put their resources into the Old Republic because they see that the game needs work, and not because they just want to make more money out of the fact that the movie is being released soon. As for Shadow Realms itself, well, the game was very early in development. I can't say I was extremely interested, but I had signed up for the alpha and I was interested. I wanted to see what they will come up with. It was a chance to see the birth of a new, somewhat unique BioWare IP. They already had some story going on and some background. Ultimately, I will be satisfied if they do what they're saying, that they will make Mass Effect, Dragon Age, and the Old Republic even better. If they manage to pull that off, then I guess it's for the best, and I hope they do. And in the end of the day, it's better not to develop a game than to develop it poorly. I think we've seen something like that in the past from them. If I'm not mistaken, people were pulled from developing Dragon Age 2 to go and help the Old Republic before the Old Republic was released. And therefore Dragon Age 2 suffered with tons of reused environments and pretty much identical fights all over the place. So yeah, we can only hope that the Old Republic is gonna be revitalized and Mass Effect and Dragon Age will become even better than they are. So that was it. Tell me what you think. Do you think they're just trying to cash in on the Star Wars movie, or on, you know, things that they know are certain and will make money and will have good releases, and they just don't want to risk a new IP that hasn't been established already? Or do you think they are really concerned about the Old Republic and their other games, and they just want to make sure that they deliver the best quality they can? So that was it. Thank you very much for watching, and until next video, stay tuned and be good.